dance battle royale.
Nice, dude. I love it. You can do that.
I learned it from you. Like, okay,
You like
hip
it.
this way. Okay, my friends, it is time. This has become a cherished tradition.
Yes.
Miranda and I go backpacking and we duke it out, battle it out, if you will, over our kits. This time with a twist, because we each have dedicated a lot of time and energy last year to exploring the best budget gear that we could find. And we are out here in Arizona backpacking with our best budget setups that we found last year. So we're going to do a budget battle of the backpackers. We might even throw in a ringer, Mr. Rainer Golden, with his very not budget friendly setup. You're not allowed to see it. Okay, so as per tradition, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through, have a tour of your full setup. We're gonna go through merits, what you love, what you've really enjoyed, and then we're gonna also go through mine, and we're gonna kind of commentate over what we like, what we don't like, anything like that.
Sick.
Without further ado, let's go check out Miranda's camp.
Okay, cool. So the tent that I have is the, I've already forgotten what it's called, Ozark Trail. It's the Ozark Trail one-person backpacking tent. So it's a Walmart tent.
Okay, this does not strike me as a Walmart tent.
I know, it's a bit of a surprising tent, honestly. And when I first chose it as my ideal budget backpacking tent, I surprised myself. I was not anticipating to like it as much as I do. Let me show you the inside of it a little bit so you can kind of see this.
Okay, so first question, it's from Walmart, Ozark Trails.
It's from Walmart.
The price?
$60.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is a $60 tent.
That's a good deal.
It is, it's a fantastic deal. It's not a lightweight tent, so it is definitely heavy. I think it's over 3 pounds, maybe like closer to 4 pounds. But it is really a fantastic budget tent, especially for $60. You get something that is in many ways really, really similar to other semi-freestanding tents. Actually, really similar to the one that Rainer is using on this trip. So when I say semi-freestanding, as you know, it means 2 poles in the front, 1 pole in the back, you stake out the back of it. The thing I love most about this tent, I think, is this massive door, which is like comically huge.
I love it.
It's great. I almost feel like they put the majority of the budget in in just like a really long zipper. You know, they're like, we'll just like,
we got $40 a zipper in this tent.
Exactly. $20 everything else.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so it's super simple on the inside. Otherwise, there's just a little pocket up top here.
Yeah.
That's kind of it as far as pockets go. Single door entry.
Yeah, I have some experience with like Walmart camping gear. And I found them to be like, at least the tent that I purchased, it was kind of like a death trap. Like a carbon monoxide death trap that like did not have any breathability whatsoever. It was a terrible tent. I think I spent $40 on it. So the fact that for $60, this looks like a real like camping backpacking tent.
It totally is, yeah. I mean, it's a very legitimate backpacking tent. And I don't have the Rainfly on right now, but when the Rainfly is on, you have a huge vestibule out front here. It stakes out nicely in the back. It's withstood like snow and rain when I've taken it out, wind as well. It's like a really fantastic backpacking tent. Yeah. When I actually first got this tent and I was talking about it in this like video I made testing budget backpacking gear from Walmart, a bunch of people were like, $60, I have like a $30 tent from Walmart. And like, that is true. They do make really like even cheaper backpacking tents. Yeah. But this one I think is, for the cost, the best budget tent that I have ever found. Yeah. So I've been super impressed with it.
Well, having used that $30 version, I would not consider it suitable on any level. I would never recommend it, but this actually looks really cool.
Yeah, it's great. So the sleeping pad that I have here, I don't know, Rainer, if you want to come in here.
Feel free to move around a little bit.
But this sleeping pad that I have is the Perea Outdoor Products Recharge XL. So this is a long sleeping pad.
Oh, so it's just like an extra, what, 6, is it like 6 feet?
I think it's 6 feet long total. I'm like duck inside here. Yeah, it's a 6 foot long sleeping pad. So it's just a longer sleeping pad. This sleeping pad is actually a fairly new budget pad for me. So I only took it out one time last year. This is my second time. This is its second virgin voyage, if you will.
Yeah.
Maiden voyage.
Agree to disagree. So this is really the only second time I get to use it. But I have really loved it. When I first took it out, I was super impressed with the cost and the comfort. Yeah. So this pad is $100. I know that you know that because you've used this pad before.
I used that last year. That was one of the things that I discovered. Obviously I didn't discover it, but it just was like new to me, and I tried it and was like, oh, I was super impressed with it.
Yeah.
And it was one of my top choices.
Yep.
except I have another thing that is my actual top choice.
Cool.
But that is a worthy mattress. I think it's great.
It is. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
And this is one that actually people recommended to me in the comments when I was really struggling with sleeping pads. People were like, you have to try the Priya sleeping pad. That was like, you know, an amazing thing that people commented and were like, you have to try it. And they're totally right. So yeah, the Priya Recharge XL, which is great. Priya does make a couple of sleeping pads. One that is less expensive than this one, but it is not insulated, or the insulation value, or the R value, I think is like 2.
Yeah.
Which I would just consider to be like not insulated.
Pretty minimal.
Yeah. So this is great. And then also in here, I have a pillow.
Oh.
This is my
look at that
$10 Decathlon pillow.
That's from Decathlon.
It's from Decathlon,
oh.
and it is legitimately so. Just go for it.
Oh.
Put your head on it.
Oh.
Isn't that so cozy?
Wow. I mean, it doesn't visually. It doesn't look that inviting, but I think the texture is actually pretty nice. Are you mad at me?
I am. I feel like it looks so inviting. It's
No.
so pillow-esque.
It's pillow-esque.
Doesn't it? Don't you look at it, you be like, pillow. Like, imagine you know what I mean? It's like, what does Rainer always say? It's like stock footage pillow.
It's stock.
Come on, that's perfect.
I think
Central
it's
casting pillow, that's
I think it's the edges, like how they pressed it.
Well, all right,
I don't know.
Mr. Needy,
I'm so
needy
sorry.
over here.
I think $10, that is a
Picky.
cheap pillow.
Is $10. This pillow has been so good to me. I discovered it and was so like happy with it from Decathlon.
That's
so,
really cool.
Yeah, this has been an awesome pillow. $10 pillow. And then to complete my sleep system, we have my sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Which is the REI TrailMade 20 sleeping bag.
And you've used this now before. Mm-hmm. You obviously have a backwards history, a back history.
A backwards history.
What is the right way to phrase that?
I have a long history with REI.
A long history.
Yes,
You go back in time with REI.
I do.
Okay,
yeah.
so is this something that you've had experience with like from long ago?
So the TrailMade collection from REI is moderately new, I guess. I used a similar sleeping bag from them. And I've used a ton of REI sleeping bags. And my experience has always been that REI sleeping bags are really great, you know?
Okay, so it's 20 degree?
Mm-hmm. 20? So 20 degree bag, that is the lower limit rating. So comfort rating is like 30.
Okay.
I believe REI has switched over to almost all of their sleeping bags coming in wide and short options, like long, wide, short, regular, like that.
Oh, so you can really dial it into
You can really
your
dial
size.
it in. Yeah, which is a huge deal, I think, especially with like budget gear, you know, is like being able to buy something that's actually gonna work for your body, whether it's like your body size or your body height, you know?
Totally.
The biggest issue that I had with all of the budget sleeping bags that I tried is that I just was never warm enough. I was like, I could never be warm enough. No matter what the temperature rating said, no matter what sleeping pad I was using, I was just always cold. Yeah. And the TrailMade is the only sleeping bag that I used where I felt like I truly trusted the temperature rating as far as budget bags go.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So.
Well, so when I've used budget bags in the past, usually you pay for it with bulk.
Yes.
Is this, I'm only looking at it now that it's open. Is it a pretty bulky bag to actually fit in your backpack?
It is. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a bulky bag. It's not a super light bag. I think it weighs like 3 pounds or so, or maybe more than that, maybe 4.
Is it? Really?
I think so.
Okay.
Does that sound right to you?
That just sounds a little heavy.
It is. It's a little bit heavy, but it's not, I mean, that's fairly common. Like being a 3-pound bag is pretty common. I guess that makes sense. Sleeping bags, you know, it's like that's not unheard of. And it is bulky, but I think it's worth it. Yeah. And part of this is like, for me, the extra bulk is worth it to be warm, to be comfortable, to have something that truly feels like it conforms and fits to my body and like helps me stay, you know, warm enough. And I don't mind the added bulk as long as I can accommodate it in my pack. Yeah. So with that,
let's take a look at your pack. Oh, perfect segue.
Transition.
Wow, have you been doing this for a while?
Yes. I'm actually gonna lift this bag up to show you. Okay. So shake
out the knees.
Yeah, you can do it all right there, Grandpa.
I'm creaking. I'm creaky old man.
Yeah. So this is the pack that I have. This is also an REI pack.
Are you back in the family?
REI family? I love
Is there breaking news?
REI. You know this. I adore REI. I think REI does some things just so incredibly well. Yeah. Whenever I start thinking about like, oh, I need gear that's going to be quality and durable and like from a company that I trust, REI is like kind of a brand that I come back to, especially when I'm looking for something on a budget. And it's not that REI gear is cheap by any means. Like I'm not saying that REI backpacking gear is inexpensive. It's not, you know, it's still quite pricey. And in the scale of things at our budget, it's definitely on the higher end.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth it for some things. And for me, the pack was 1000% worth it.
I'm excited to see this.
Yeah. So I tested out.
I actually have I've never used an REI backpack.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. Almost anything that's like REI branded gear, just don't have experience with it.
Wow.
Yeah. Not for any I don't know, just like haven't used it.
There are like some things that I just love from REI. Like I think that REI apparel can be incredible.
Yeah.
I think that REI packs, at least a few of them, are amazing. The TrailMade is awesome. The Flash 55 is like my all-time favorite backpack.
Yeah.
Although my Light AF pack is now, I'm getting ahead of myself though.
Yeah.
Anyway, REI packs are great. I think that some REI tents are good. I think that functionally no REI sleeping pads are good, in my humble opinion.
Interesting.
So yeah, so that's why you see me with a sleeping bag and a pack and not a tent.
Yeah.
And a sleeping pad from REI.
Oh, so that's good to know.
Anyway, so yeah.
I trust your opinion.
This is the TrailMade. So this is the women's TrailMade pack. It's a 60-liter pack. I personally felt like I needed a budget pack that was going to be 60 liters.
Yeah.
Because realistically, when you're buying budget gear, your gear is going to be bulkier and heavier,
right.
You know? I mean, that's case in point, my sleeping bag and my tent.
Yeah.
And I wanted that extra space. And not only did I want the extra space in the pack, but I also wanted something that was going to really effectively carry that weight, you know, and transfer it to my hips. And this pack just does it like beautifully.
Yeah.
So you can see it has this really like beefy hip belt.
This almost looks like the more aggressive hip belts from like Gregory.
Yes.
Osprey.
Exactly.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you like hold on to the pack, you can tell it's not light. Granted, I have like my toiletries kit and other stuff in here, but you know, it's not a lightweight pack by any means.
Right.
But what it is it is a pack that carries weight super, super well. So my total. Oh yeah, and it has an adjustable torso.
You can adjust it.
Yes.
That's always really nice.
And not only can you adjust this torso, but they also come in a variety of different hip belt widths, or like sizes. So yeah, it's just
that's very cool.
It's an incredible pack. Here's the thing that this is not the rub. This is my pack complaint with budget packs. So this pack is $180.
Yeah.
Which I get is not budget. Like a lot of people might, or it's not super budget, you know? Like a lot of people might be like, that's really expensive.
Yeah.
I tried packs that were as inexpensive as $30.
Whoa.
Up to a pack that was $180. I tried a $150 pack. I tried a $100 pack. I tried $75 pack. I tried a variety of different packs. And this one, in my opinion, was the only one of all the budget packs that I tried that really met the criteria that I needed it to.
Yeah.
And that was being big enough, 60 liters, and also being like, you know, comfortable to carry.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest issue that I had with the packs that were less expensive and that were lighter even, is that most of them were unisex packs.
Yeah.
And I like, if you're watching this video, you might go, oh, if you know this. Unisex packs in the world of backpacking often means that they were designed with men, like the traditional male body in mind.
Totally.
Which means that the torsos are generally really long. Generally the straps do not cut out to like accommodate for breast tissue. And also the sternum strap is always like right here. And like you cannot get it in the right spot, or it's like way too high. It's like super frustrating.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest issue with all of these budget packs that I was really excited to try. Is like I would try them and I'd be like, well, this just literally does not fit my body, and it's a one size fits all unisex pack. And I'm like, look, I'm 5'5". Like I'm extremely average in height, you know? So yeah, that's why I went up with this.
That makes sense. I think one of my successful packs last year, which also Christy really enjoyed it, my wife, was the Teton Sports Hiker 3700. And it has an adjustable torso length.
Yeah.
Has some more adjustability.
Yeah.
I thought that was an $80 backpack, and I thought that was a pretty big win. Have you by chance tried that one?
I have not tried that one.
Okay.
No, I tried a bag from Walmart that I actually was pretty impressed with. But
Yeah.
the issues that I had with it were that it just didn't really like feel like a backpacking bag. You know, it's like it had zipper pockets where I thought it should have stretch pockets. It didn't really have like all the storage I wanted.
Yeah.
And then that's one thing I love about this pack in particular. Sorry, my cooler cloth is on here. We're just gonna...
It very much looks like your color profile.
Don't look at that.
Did you influence REI to be like,
Are you
can
kidding?
use these colors,
Absolutely
please?
not. But yeah, this bag has a lot of pockets. So you have this like big stuff pocket in the front.
Yeah.
And then you have obviously a zipper compartment in the bottom, which is like the sleeping bag compartment, which I literally never ever use.
You don't?
Never. The first thing I ever do is just like get rid of that flap. I never use the sleeping bag compartment.
Oh,
ever.
the thing that just okay, the internal separation.
No, the separation.
I thought you were talking about like the actual like.
I don't even use that.
Point.
I never use that because I forget it's there. Like whatever, you know. Anyway.
you belong in an ultralight bag
I know,
that doesn't have like any zippers or any doodads like that.
That's what. Yeah, it's just like I just want a pocket on the outside to like stuff all my things.
Yeah.
We have 2 forward-facing water bottle pockets, which I love.
That's nice. So you can do it.
On
your own.
Exactly. And if you don't want that, there's also obviously an internal pocket for a reservoir. You have a big pocket on the brain.
I'm also noticing something. Oh, carry on.
Huge hip belt pockets.
Hip belt pockets. I'm annoyed when packs don't have hip belt pockets.
I hear you.
But I just noticed, what is this?
Yes. Okay. So this I think is like one of the, it's a tiny, tiny thing that I think is incredible. You might hate this. You might be like, some people I think are like, this is so silly. Why would they do this? I think it's genius.
Yeah.
So REI printed on the inside of this pack information for how to pack and how to adjust your pack on your own. And what I think is so clever about this is that not everyone has the ability to go to a store to get their pack professionally fit.
Yeah.
Not everyone is going to buy a backpack and then like Google how to pack it. So instead REI has just gone, okay, if you're buying this pack, it's very possible this is your first ever backpacking bag.
Yeah.
So we're just going to give you the information right here.
I think that's smart.
It's so smart. I love it so much.
It weighs nothing. It doesn't cost anything. Maybe some ink.
Yes.
But like effectively it doesn't. And how many people would be buying this backpack who probably don't have a lot of experiences figuring out how to adjust load lifters and torso lengths and really feeling like it fits them. Yeah, and it like totally takes away a barrier. It takes away like this idea that you need to even know that you should know to look that up. Do you know what I mean? Like it like totally takes that away. It's like, here you go. Here's the information. So yeah, I dig it. There's a QR code here that goes to a video that like gives you more information about how to pack. It's not a Miranda. It's not a Miranda question? Video. Okay. It's like an article. But anyway. So yeah. Awesome. So that's the trail made. Okay. So we've got a $60 tent. We've got a $100 mattress. What was the sleeping bag? Sleeping bag is also $100. Okay, so we're at $260. This was 180. 180, which you did mention there's often sales. Yeah. But let's just call it 180. If it's full price, then it's what's it, 340? Okay. 260? No. You're better at math. 260, 360, 440. We're just saying numbers now. Right? This is 260. Yeah. Right? 100, 260. 360 plus 80, 440. Okay. So 440, we're at 440. Yeah. On the big ticket items. On the big ticket items. Yeah. Now I do have one other kind of big ticket item add-on, and that is my sleeping. Oh my God! Oh. Did you see that? The leaf just came. The sycamore tree is blessing us. The sycamore tree was like, shut up! I have one other sleeping pad, and that's actually behind Rainer over here. Okay. So it is this. You brought 2 sleeping pads. I brought 2 sleeping pads. Hear me out on this. Okay. This is the Featherstone El Cordion sleeping pad. Yeah. It is a closed-toe foam sleeping pad. Excuse me. Oh, right. Oops, my bad. Forgot we were filming. Your audiences understand. They do, yes. It's a closed-toe foam sleeping pad, so it's an accordion-style sleeping pad. It's thin. It is, yeah. The reason that I originally got this is that most of the budget sleeping pads that I was finding just didn't have a high enough R value, especially for the temperature when I was first doing budget videos. Yeah. I needed that added boost. And this sleeping pad has a R value of like 2. Yeah. So adding, as you all might know, R values stack. Yeah. And they do stack evenly. So like a 2 R value sleeping pad with a 4 R value sleeping pad becomes a 6. Yeah. So I wanted this for that reason.
But I also am just someone who loves being able to like bust out a closed cell foam sleeping pad and like sit on the ground, organize my gear, lay stuff out. And this sleeping pad is lighter than some of the more expensive closed cell foam accordion style sleeping pads on the market, such as the Switchback from Nemo. Yeah. And it is way less expensive. It's like half the price of the Z-Lite from Thermarest. And it was 2 inches wider. Yeah. Which I loved, but I cut it when I was testing out.
You are a true ultralighter.
No. The reason that I cut it was that I was testing a pack that used a sleeping pad like this for like the frame. And so I needed it to be slightly shorter for that pack because this is actually 2 inches wider than the standard accordion style sleeping pads. So like the ones that you get from Nemo or Thermarest, those are the two most popular accordion style sleeping pads. They're 2 inches narrower. This one's 2 inches wider, and it costs way less. So I love this thing.
These are also super handy to have. Like, I always feel like when I don't bring a backup, I'm kind of risking it. And especially because I backpack in the desert so frequently, where there's many pokey things.
So much pokey stuff,
And this is just a great idea to just always have something that won't fail.
Yes.
Like, you can't really destroy these. I mean, I guess it could burn up or blow away, but other than that, it's like bomb-proof.
Totally. Yeah, it is. They're fantastic.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and you know, I'm like a ground person, as you know, when we're when we're hanging out at camp, you know this. I'll like sit on the ground. I don't tend to sit in a chair. Yeah. I kind of prefer to just like have my legs crossed and be like in a little ball. So this is my perfect space for that. Okay. So, yeah.
I love it. Now, I do feel like you are the like gadget type, or maybe not gadget, but like the doodads.
I'm kind of a doodad queen. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Do you have any fun things?
I do. Like fun budget things? Yes, actually.
Really?
I do have some fun budget things.
I would be excited to see.
Well, I kind of want to show you my shoes. Can I do that? These are not cool doodads, but I think they're cool. So the shoes that I'm using are, of course, they're now falling apart. The shoes that I'm using are budget. These shoes were...
Wow.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember the cost on these. I think they were $50, maybe.
Really?
Maybe even less, maybe 35. These are the Nordivate Quick Lace hiking shoes. And if you look at the bottom of them, I'll show you in a second. These are, I've hiked probably like 50 plus miles in these.
Yeah.
And look at how good
that tread's still holding up.
This is not, but the treads are still holding up. Yeah. So here, look at my shoes. Bam! Free feet pics.
Woo!
Woo!
That is a good because like most hiking shoes they're like the baseline is like $120.
Yeah, totally. I know, and that's like my go-to hiking shoes are the Topos right now. Yeah. And I love them. You know, they're fantastic. But I was super impressed with these Nordivates. These are...
Do you just get Nordivate?
Sorry, Raider, stepped on some
Stop stepping on leaves.
Be quiet, Raider.
Bunch of bags of Lay's potato chips behind me.
I stepped on those Lay's. Yeah, so the other thing is that I also hate shoelaces. Oh. My shoes come untied constantly. I'm looking at Raider because it's like a trope. It's like we'll be hiking, my shoes will come untied, and like everyone I'm with is like, Miranda, like tie your shoes. I just like hate shoelaces. These don't have shoelaces. They got shoe strings that you just tuck
Strings?
On. Yeah.
Whoa.
I know. You tuck them in their little pocket. So,
Oh, you just pull those?
Yeah, you just pull them. You just go like this. You go yoink, tighten that down, and then you just tuck that in there like that.
Some of my favorite hiking shoes I've ever used have that same feature, but the shoes are like $200 hiking shoes.
Yes, the Solomons, right?
Well, they're actually from a different brand.
Oh, really? Okay.
Aku.
Oh, yeah.
It's an Italian company.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But the same type of thing. But yeah, they're very expensive shoes. That's cool. That's a good price.
It is.
Dang.
Okay, I gotta show you another cool gadget.
Oh,
now.
I want to see.
This is a fun budget gadget. Ta-da! It has just finished filtering, which is kind of appropriate. So
nice.
This is a water filter from Perea Outdoors.
Yeah.
So the same brand that makes the Recharge XL sleeping pad.
Yeah.
This is their essentially like filter system, their squeeze filter system, very similar to the Sawyer Canuck system that just came out recently.
Yeah.
Which has like the Sawyer squeeze filter and the Canuck bag, the Vecto, I think, bag.
Yeah.
So very, very similar, but this filter system is half the price.
Oh.
So these two together, I think, cost about $30 for this system.
Yeah.
So I have this hung up.
The whole thing, the bag and the filter is 30?
The bag and the filter is 30.
That's a good price.
I think because you can get a Sawyer Squeeze for like $40 with just their like standard bags.
Yeah.
But now they sell the whole system that has this 2-liter bag that's much more durable from Canuck and the Sawyer filter, and that's like $60. So this is half the price of that.
Yeah.
I think it is an incredible deal on a water filter for anybody who's like getting into backpacking and maybe is like, water filter, I don't want to do that. Maybe they're using, I don't know, maybe you're like using iodine tabs or Aquapure or something, and you like decide to upgrade to a filter.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention that this water filter has a maximum filter capacity of 5,000 liters, which you might be like, 5,000 liters feels like a lot.
It does sound like a lot.
Yeah, but comparably, the Sawyer water filter filters 380,000 liters.
That's more than double.
Like a lot, like a lot.
That's
like
a lot more than double.
The numbers don't even compute.
Yeah.
So Perea actually calls this an emergency water filter. They don't even refer to it as like a backpacking water filter. They refer to it as an emergency filter, which I think is actually really clever. I think there's something kind of smart about essentially saying to their consumer, like, hey, this only filters 5,000 liters. At that point, you need to replace it, you know?
Yeah.
But I do think that, like, especially if you are someone who doesn't go backpacking very frequently, or if you're just kind of getting into it, or if you just are somewhere where you need a filter and you're kind of testing out what you think of it, this is a great deal.
I mean, 5,000 liters, you could still do a lot of backpacking trips.
Totally. Yeah, you could do a ton of backpacking trips.
Yeah.
And I think people forget that it's not like at that 5,000th liter, all of a sudden you're going to get Giardia and die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that's going to happen. It's more like the filter will slow down. You're going to have to keep cleaning it. It's going to keep slowing down, like keep slowing down. You have to like keep cleaning it and caring for it.
It would become frustrating to use.
Yes, and at that point
just
it's like
stop using it.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really that.
Okay. That is really cool. I love that. But there is obviously one more thing that we have to talk about.
Yeah.
What the heck is this water bottle?
So I know that you know what this is, but I will give you the rundown again anyway.
Yeah.
So this is a water bottle that I designed in conjunction with a company called Mazama.
Yeah.
So this is a, 34-ounce water bottle, so a little over a liter. And this is a bottle that I designed to be basically an alternative to a smart water bottle. So I wanted something that was going to be the same size as a smart water bottle, have the same function as a smart water bottle, but be even better in terms of like versatility and functionality, and also be reusable. So let me really quickly pop the cap on it, and then I can show you a little bit more about it.
You can stand up. I'm not getting poked by this juniper tree here.
So let me actually just grab my little lid from inside my little baggie.
While you're doing that, let me just say, so I happened to have gotten an advance model of the water bottle, and I'm so excited about it. I think it's brilliant. I think you did an amazing job. I've been backpacking it with now for 3 different backpacking trips.
Yeah.
And it's a great, like, I have become a smart water bottle user, but I think it's the smarter bottle.
I love that.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
I am personally really, really excited about it.
Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, I'm a little bit biased because it's literally by design, but yeah.
You designed it.
So this is still a sample bottle. So this is not the final version. This is still just like one that I've been kind of testing out, but the final version is just gonna have some like aesthetic changes.
Okay.
There's a couple really, really cool things about this. One of them is that obviously it has this narrow mouth top that's compatible with all filters like the Sawyer Squeeze, like the Perea, any other accessory that fits on a smart water bottle or fits on like a standard top water bottle is going to fit. So that's the, the main thing.
That is great. I love that.
It is. It's really great. And while it is really fantastic, one of the problems with smart water bottles and any other bottles that have that is that they're impossible to clean.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to have is a wide mouth opening that makes it easy to clean and easy to fill.
I absolutely love that. I've already like been using it that way.
Yeah.
And I think it's so good. And there's like even it obviously like for cleaning it, you need to have the access. Like you just can't do it from the tiny little opening. But there are times when I'm just like I'm filtering other water and I'm not connecting it on, or I'm pouring water from another thing, and just using the wide mouth is easy.
Yeah, totally. And that's like exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
The other thing that I wanted is, hold on for a second. The other thing that I wanted with this bottle is that I wanted people to be able to use it the same way that you might use like a Nalgene with a wide mouth, which for me is like with my Nalgene bottles, what I was doing is putting boiling water in them, or I was like scooping water up and then maybe filtering that. So this is actually a plastic that can take boiling water. So you can actually boil water in like your pot and then measure it into here, use that to make whatever food. Or you can pour boiling water in here, you can seal everything up, and then you can chuck it in your sleeping bag at night and have like a little hot water heater. So pretty cool, I think.
Have you tried that yet?
I haven't. I was kind of thinking about trying it tonight. I feel like I should test it out, but it's, it's pretty warm. So.
It is not that cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, still.
Yeah. The other thing about the wide mouth is that I know that there are a lot of ultralight backpackers who love smart water bottles because they can basically bring 2 of those soft-ish plastic bottles, scoop water into one of them and filter into another one and have like a dirty bottle and a clean bottle.
Yeah.
So because of that, I did want this to be not a fully rigid bottle and be semi-soft. So it is actually squeezable. You can't really tell a ton because there's water in it right now, but it is semi-soft. So you can actually scoop water in the wide mouth, screw this main lid on, attach your filter to it, and then filter water using this.
So you could use it as a dirty and a clean.
A dirty and a clean,
yeah.
Totally, yeah. So right now, I think the price point on it is $14.95.
Okay.
So it's a little bit less expensive than like a standard Nalgene or other sort of soft-sided bottles of its size.
Yeah.
And it weighs half the weight of a standard Nalgene.
Yeah.
So it's definitely heavier than a smart water bottle, but it's far more practical.
Yeah, and it will last as long as you have it.
Yes, it will last way longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's designed to last longer. You know, you're like
Yeah.
purchasing something that's like meant to
Yeah, the
last a long
smart
time.
water bottles, I've used them for multiple trips, but
Yeah.
at some point they get gross.
Totally.
They just start breaking down. You got to throw them away.
Yes, whereas this is like, that should not happen, you know? So,
That's
yeah.
really exciting.
Thank you.
You designed your own product.
I did it.
You're an entrepreneur.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited that you like it so much. You're
I
the
do.
first person who's used it that's not like me and Rainer, you know, and like the team that helped work on it. So I'm very glad that you like it.
I just can't wait till I can actually get more of them so I can just replace all my Nalgenes and stuff like that in all my smart water bottles.
I'm like thrilled to hear that.
Yeah, no, I
Thanks.
genuinely love the product.
Yeah.
I really do.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it will be out soon. I
Okay.
think right now we're targeting April as like the release.
Yeah.
But hopefully this timing works out. There is actually a pre-sale going on right now. So you can go below if you want and like check out the pre-sale.
Do that.
Yeah. So you won't get it right away, but it's coming soon.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's my baby.
I am proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a long and arduous process, but it was a whole really cool experience. And like working with the design team at Mazama, they're a really small company based in Oregon, and they were just super cool. They
Yeah.
basically were like, yeah, tell us what you want. Like, we'll do our very best to make it happen. So they did.
I haven't been familiar with that company before.
Check them out.
Okay.
They're pretty cool. Yeah.
Maybe you're going to put them on the map. I don't know if
They're pretty on the map
They're already
already,
on the
but
map? Okay, cool. I'm just not aware.
yeah. So that's my other gadget.
I love that.
And yeah.
You are definitely like the queen of that stuff, and now you've just made your own.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm psyched. I'm psyched on it. I think it's going to be hopefully really practical for people who are looking for something like this.
Yeah.
I know there's a number of us out there who are like, why does this not exist? And now it does.
You solved the problem.
I did it.
That's
With
great.
a ton of help, I will say.
Yeah,
a lot of
that's-
input from people too. So
But still, it's happening because
yeah.
of you.
Thanks.
Well, I love it.
Sweet.
Anything else that you have that you want to show me?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
that pretty much covers it.
Okay, well, let's move on.
You will.
Okay, so this tent is actually new to me. I want to show you the tent first.
Okay.
This is the Featherstone Backbone 2-person tent. Now, not because of you, but we were on a trip together where I
Yeah.
used the Featherstone tent for a different freestanding tent, and I really, really enjoyed it. Made a video complimenting them, and
Yeah.
the tent sold out.
You sold out their tent?
Well, I don't know. Like, it was literally the day that I published it.
Oh my gosh.
It like Amazon, they went sold out, and
Wow.
within like 12 hours of the video. So it could have just been like pure coincidence. I have
Amazing.
no idea, but it hasn't been in stock since. The company did get a lot of like positive
Yeah.
praise and whatnot, so they sent me this to be like, hey, we'd love for you to check out one of these other tents. We're doing more of like a ultralight kind of through hiker style tent. So they came out with this Backbone. I don't know actually how old it is, but this is my first actual trip using it. So I don't have like all the other gear I've been using it like last year. This is one of my new things, but I thought that it was worth showcasing because I think it's really cool. It's very similar to the Durston X-Mid or the Outdoor Vitals Fortius tents, which are 2 tents that I have used a lot. And this is actually about the same price, or excuse me, it's about the same weight, but it's quite a bit less expensive. This is $170.
Cool. Wow.
So under $200, pretty stellar. Both the Outdoor Vitals and the Durston tents are, I definitely captured like a bee or something in there. They're like $250 roughly. Yeah. So I feel like this is pretty good. Now the downside is it takes up a huge footprint. This is a lot of space required to make this happen. Now granted, this could be less out there. It could be much more angular down. But I do love that you can open up these like double doors.
It's nice,
as you desire, because it's so pleasant right now. Like I wanted to feel not totally all enclosed in. There's like pockets for organization. There's ventilation in here. It's a single wall tent. It weighs 2 pounds 4 ounces.
Wow.
Which is the same other tents are right at that like 2 pound mark. So it's technically heavier, but it's not heavier by a lot. You're not really paying a big penalty in weight or even bulk or anything like that. So really excited to see how it holds up. Now, I do really like single wall trekking pole tents, but they're also kind of not the most beginner friendly tents that are out there.
Yeah.
When I was setting this up, it was definitely like, okay, there's like a learning curve to make it happen.
I feel that.
And there's a learning curve. Even once you understand it, like every time there's like, there's like a little slope in the ground here. You like figuring out how to adjust your pitch to accommodate that. So I don't think it's a great option for people who aren't well experienced with setting up tents. But if you are somebody who's on a budget, but you are an experienced hiker, this is, I think, a really cool option.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's also like very bright and airy. Like I like the color choice.
I do like the color too.
It's a cool looking tent.
It's a very cool looking tent.
Speaking of color, what the heck?
Okay. This was one of my top things of last year. So you did a big budget series last year too. I did like 4 different budget videos, a bunch of different backpacking trips. I kept iterating on like, okay, I think I can do a little bit better here. And this was my top sleeping bag that I came up with.
Oh my gosh.
This is from a company called Aegis Max. Well, the way that I found out about them was where I live in Flagstaff, a ton of thru hikers come through on the Arizona Trail. I was having a conversation with one and he was like, oh, I've got this. I was telling him about gear and whatnot. And he was like, my favorite thing is my Aegis Max sleeping bag that I got for like $90 or something like that. Whoa. Some super budget thing. And so I went on and I found it. This is not the $90 version. This is a $170 version, but it's a 20-degree rated bag, full like mummy, very cool. Like I've used it down to 27 degrees and been like toasty warm in it. So I think it actually like really holds up with that rating. Probably like a generous rating. The color is obviously super cool.
The color is so cool.
This is a color. I find this to be, when I first looked at it, I was like, what the heck is this? I thought I was getting like a red sleeping bag because I misread the thing that said it's very peri. I thought that it was peri-peri, which is a pepper.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. I had to figure it out. And no, it's very peri, which won an award. This color won Pantone's Color of the Year for 2022. And I thought that we'd start seeing this everywhere, but I do actually love this color. I think it's super cool.
I feel like we should be seeing this everywhere. This is a great color.
Everything should be very peri color.
Everything, it should be very peri.
Maybe your water bottle?
Very peri!
Very peri?
Very peri color! I love that.
Now that you see it in person,
now
maybe you're sold.
It. Yeah, I am sold for sure.
Okay, so this has a couple of things about the bag itself, is that while still being a very lightweight bag, it has this like double zipper. Lay it out, not directly in the sand.
Yeah.
But so you can actually, on warm nights, which is one of my things that I don't like about most mummy bags, is when it's warmer, it feels like you lose some of that utility because you're just like sweating and whatnot. But this, you can just like really have it kind of more airy and open.
Gosh, I love it.
And and it has a really good draft collar too. Yeah. Like this draft collar is, for most like 20-degree sleeping bags, the draft collars are either non-existent or super wimpy. And this is actually like a really effective one. And what that will do, if you're not familiar with that, is it will really create a barrier around your neck so that all the hot air that your body is working hard to warm up overnight doesn't just escape every time you move or shift or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it really makes it so that your body will warm it up and then it will just stay warm, and it doesn't require continual reheating, which is often a big problem with more budget bags.
Yeah, it totally is.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I dig that.
I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of my best finds. Now, it is a little more expensive.
Yeah.
I did use some of the $80 sleeping bags. I used $110 sleeping bags. And I thought that they were good, but I just was like, sleep is such a central thing to the backpacking experience. If you don't sleep well, it almost wrecks the whole thing.
Sure.
If you're just not comfortable or you're cold. So when I found this one, I was like, okay, I'm definitely paying more for it, but I feel like you get a really good quality bag where you're warm, you're cozy, you're not sacrificing. The last thing I think is worth to sacrifice on is sleeping.
Yeah.
There's so many other things. I think you could actually get away with a much cheaper tent.
I agree.
Before sacrificing actual sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like anything that keeps your spine happy when you're backpacking is so important.
Yeah.
You know, good pack, good sleep is where I'm kind of at.
Totally. So the other big ticket item that I have is my mattress. And so the two things that I'm very much of a invest in your sleep kind of person. I just think it makes the biggest difference. Yeah. So getting a sleeping bag and a sleeping mattress that fits you, that you're comfortable with, that's one of the biggest obstacles. So I found the FlexTail Zero mattress last year, and I was a big fan. I loved the mattress, very bright. The two colors together are very
whoa,
I
love it.
In your face colored. It does kind of look like a pool toy, but I love this. This is very thick. This is a 5.6 R value mattress, so it's very warm.
Yeah.
It's basically, you could use it as a 4-season mattress, and it's $109.
Wow.
So last year when I was doing this, I used this mattress and loved it, but they did different pricing. It was like 140, or I think this one is 150.
Oh, wow.
And I just was like, okay, it's a great mattress, but at 150, you're so close to just being in the same ballpark as a lot of more well-known companies, more well-respected companies. Just get that. But at $109, I think they just realized that they maybe, I'm just assuming what they did, that maybe they were like, people would pay it $109. They might not pay $150. I think it's great. At $109, I think it's a really good deal.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I love that that's your thought process on it. That you liked it. You know what I mean? You didn't dislike it, but you were like, 150 is too much. But 109, you knocked $40 off, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, $40. It's like you could put that money somewhere else. You can put it into a better tent. You can put it into a better pack, a better bag, whatever. You know, it's like, and that's more the appropriate price range.
Well, because at 109, that's half the price of the Nemo tensors and the Zenbivy mattresses that I really love. But at 150 to 160, you're like, it's just too close.
It does. It feels. You're like, it's
just,
right
just go
there.
get that one.
It's
I
just
hear
that.
You, So, totally. and it's really good. The downside to it, the FlexTail is a little bit bulkier, especially when you're looking at what Nemo has done, what Zenbivy has done. Yeah. Those mattresses are just like, how is this an R8 mattress that's this big?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yes.
So that's always the case when you're paying for less expensive stuff. It's either going to weigh more or it's going to be bigger.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but I think that this is a very good. I think this is a really cool trio, and I really think that this is a very comfortable. Anybody who has this will be warm and very comfortable. And you can do, when you're warm and comfortable, you can enjoy just about anything.
That's true. Yeah. That's really cool. I love this. What I like about this is that you have a pad and a bag that combined cost what?
So
you said
109 plus 170, so 280.
280.
Yeah.
And I have a bag and a mattress that combined cost 200.
Yeah.
You know, those are similar enough price points,
yeah.
right? And I agree. It's I feel like what I have is is you're gonna be warm and comfortable. You're gonna love it. You're gonna be cozy.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So it's cool to know that there's not just one option out there. It's not like you either buy this or, you know, you spend $1,000. It's like there's a multitude of options. It's cool.
So where I saved, we can go to the next item.
Oh, yeah.
Because where I saved a little bit of money over you is my backpack.
Ah.
This is the Nature Hike 60-liter backpack. And I got this for 120 bucks.
Wow.
So it's not like crazy cheap. It's definitely not like the cheapest backpack that I used of the year, but I thought that it was the most, I thought it was like very cool because I really think that this is very much in line with the Durst & Kakwa, some of the Outdoor Vitals, like Shadowlight style. It looks like a ultralight style backpack.
It does,
Roll top, one way in, one way out. It's got this big, generous dump pocket that I use. Like, this is a lot of storage that you can add into here.
Oh, and I see the capacity is 60 liters.
So it's 60 liters, and I think that's, if I understand it correctly, 60 liters is the internal volume, and then you can add in like an additional
10 at least.
10 probably liters of stuff here. So I had this, and I had it way rolled down, like for this trip, which is kind of uncommon for me, like how much extra room I actually had in my backpack.
Awesome.
Now, where it isn't really an ultralight style backpack is back here. It's got a foam, pretty full, like kind of more rigid back panel. It's very warm. I did notice that today, that it was actually kind of sweaty. So I thought that was kind of a ding, but also at the same time, the foam padding is soft. So it was like comfortable.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Can I put it on really fast?
You can, sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't have a ton of stuff in
I'm just
there
really
at the
curious
moment.
because I've struggled so much with even sizing a pack that there's no weight in it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I got your scent. It's got your, I can smell your
my
armpits
must-
on here.
Oh,
On the
no.
back.
Oh, that's not a good
No,
sign.
no, it's okay. It's fine.
The wind picked up. It might just be
I
like...
think it's the pack.
It might
I
be.
think I'm smelling the pack.
Really?
Yeah.
Does a backpack smells like my BO?
Kinda
That's
does.
not a good sign.
So yeah, hip bolt's fine. See, this is like kind of where it gets tough. It's like, look, I don't have a ton of adjustability
Yeah.
in these straps, which is like a bit of an issue. That's fine.
It
Here's the sternum
doesn't.
strap.
It doesn't look like it's fitting you great.
This is the problem. This is
Okay.
the issue. You
Yeah.
understand? And even here, it's like I can feel, you maybe can't see it, but I can feel that like if I was hiking, walking, these straps are pressing into my shoulders on the side and they're like pressing into my boobs as well. So it's like, it's just not hitting me in the right spot.
No, like you got a bunch of weird gappage up here. That's not an ideal pack for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's 120 bucks. That's pretty great.
It is a good price. And actually, one of my other favorite packs last year was 80 bucks.
Wow.
And
Cool.
I'd be curious. It has more adjustability options than this one.
That's the Teton you're talking about, right? I'm really curious about
so
that one.
maybe check that one out.
Sorry, Nature Hike. It's cool.
Wow. You just...
Well, I know we're kind of starting to lose a little bit of light here, but I do want to see if you have any other gadgets. And then I do think we should get a very brief rundown of Rainer's extremely expensive kit if we have time.
We should. We need to make it happen this
We do,
time.
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So this is a bag. This is actually isn't necessarily a budget bag, but I got this from Devin, Backcountry Exposure.
Okay.
He's a fellow backpacking YouTuber, and I really like it. He makes these little bags.
Oh, nice.
This isn't mostly what I wanted to say, but I do love this bag. I do have my petrol pot that I have to show you, but I gotta do one thing first.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I always carry a lot of LMNT with me.
my
I
favorite.
know that you are also an LMNT user.
I am on the LMNT train, yeah.
Do you mind saying what you get from LMNT?
Yeah, well, I mean, anyone who watches my channel knows this, but probably very deeply. But LMNT for me is like kind of crucial because I get chronic migraines.
Yeah.
And LMNT is the only electrolyte that I have found that really helps me when I'm like getting a headache that is induced by exercise, or when I'm starting to get like muscle cramping.
Yeah.
And that has been a particular issue for me in the desert.
Yeah.
As you know, like when we were in the Grand Canyon a little while ago. So LMNT for me is like just an absolute necessity.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I run a massive risk of migraines, of like muscle cramps, and just fatigue because of the way that my body just like desperately needs sodium.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I've been using LMNT for a while. Obviously, this is now getting into a little sponsor plug,
Right.
the sponsor part of the video. So
Yeah.
I want to be clear. They are a sponsor. They're sponsoring this video. They've been a sponsor on this channel. And I actually found out, like, I started my relationship with them after you did,
Yeah.
and I started using them. I heard your positive reviews, and I started being like, yeah, I need to try them out, and I have honestly, truly loved them. So this is for the viewer out there. If you want to try them out for like maybe the first time, or if you're experienced with them before, just go to the link below at drinkelement.com/Eric Hansen, and Element will throw in a free sample pack with any purchase that you make. So I know that you have used them. I've definitely had a very positive experience. So I think if anybody wants to try them out, they'll enjoy them.
Yes, I agree.
All right, thanks for bearing with me on that little fun little plug. They're always in this little bag, so I thought I'd have to show you.
But so many in here.
I do. Yeah.
Got like a handful of them.
I do, and some of them might have been used. But I was drinking away today on the way here.
Totally.
Okay, so one of my things that is this is my doodad bag, by the way.
Doodad bag.
But by Big Sky International.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about before.
Yes.
But I do love this. Rehydrating my meals actually makes a big difference. Just throw your meal in the pouch and just let it rehydrate. It makes it. You've used it too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I use mine all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it on this trip because this is my like budget kit. So I was like, oh, I'll just stick to my jacket. But yeah, they're crucial. I love it. Yeah.
I didn't include this in my budget.
Makes sense.
It just was in my bag.
It's in the doodad bag.
Yeah. Okay, but this is one of my favorite things.
And this is part of your budget.
This is part of my budget, and this is one of my favorite things of the whole like year. So this is the Fire Maple G3 petrol pot, which the big thing about it is that it has this heat.
Sorry, I just got sand in my face.
You did?
Go ahead.
Dang it. So the big thing about it is that it has this heat exchanger on the bottom. So it basically will fit and nest in with a stove.
That has 3 prongs.
Okay. So last year, one of my favorite finds was this Camping Moon XD2F, which is essentially identical to the MSR Pocket Rocket Deluxe and the Soto Windmaster. Yeah. But it costs, today I was looking at it, the price today is $30. I think I paid $35.
Wow.
Yeah. But, so the big thing is that with this 3-prong, you can nest it in and it becomes kind of more like a jet boil, where like as you're burning the fuel, it's got this like windproof or wind resistant device that really just takes all the heat from your stove and just puts it straight into the water or whatever you got going on in here.
That's awesome.
This was $25.
Wow.
This was $35. So it's not like dirt cheap, but it's a lot less than, well, certainly like a jet boil.
Totally.
And it's a lot less even than the MSR or the Soto.
Yeah.
So I've been using this ever since I came across it. I've been using this steadily for a year, done like many trips with it, and it has never failed. I love this like piezo igniter. It's really good, and bang for the buck. I like it a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the stove that I'm actually using as a budget stove was a $15 stove that I got at Walmart.
Yeah.
That is very similar to this. It has the piezo igniter as well.
Yeah.
It's certainly a little clunkier, I think. But my pot is a Tokes pot, which I believe is like a $20 pot.
Yeah.
And I have the Petrol G3, which is the newer version of this pot, which I think is like 30, or G2. I have the G2.
Yeah.
That's so confusing.
Yeah.
Which I think is like the more expensive version too. I'm pretty sure it costs more. So that's really interesting. It's like, I love my Tokes pot. That pot has like come with me everywhere, you know, and I have a Tokes long-handled spork that I forgot, but that's my budget spork. But yeah, so I'm kind of curious how this would work with my $15 stove.
Does yours have the 3-prong?
It does have 3 prongs.
Oh, we should try it out.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I used the Tokes pot a lot last year.
Yeah.
I talked about it a lot in my budget series, and then towards the end of my budget series, I got this Fire Maple pot and was like, okay, this is better than the Tokes.
Dang.
Mostly just because it's so much more efficient, like noticeably more efficient.
Yeah. Well, and at $5 more for this one, that totally makes sense.
It's almost the same, and then obviously you can also still like nest it all in there.
Yeah.
This comes off, and you can get it all to fit.
Sick.
All nice and tatty-like.
Wow, neato.
My camp cup.
Your camp,
my favorite.
That camp cup. This is
$8 classic.
Trip.
It is literally on every trip. The same thing. My Yuko. I probably need to wash this, but this is.
Eric, that is so dirty.
No.
What do you mean you probably need to wash that?
No, I'll just.
No, Eric.
Give it a little dirt clean. That's what we do in the desert. That's how you clean things out here.
That's not. That is definitely not.
No, it's cleaner now.
No, that's not. I've never seen anyone do that except for you.
What? The dirt is sanitary. Because it's just getting sun blasted all day.
Wow, all right, that's
There's no bugs, no bacterium.
Okay. All right.
That's actually, I'm not joking. You can clean with dirt.
Okay.
All right. And that's it.
Sick. Before we lose light, we've got time.
We have
can
time.
Do it.
Okay, so Miranda and I have had our budget series.
Yes.
Now I want to see Rainer, who every time we've done this, we run into the same thing. We're like, we're running out of light.
I know.
But we're finally gonna do it. You're gonna see Rainer's setup.
I want to call out the fact that Rainer most definitely does not have a budget set up.
Yeah.
No.
No,
you're not.
Okay.
Okay. So, are we going?
We're rolling.
Okay, so
we're rolling right now.
I'll start right with tent.
Yeah.
This is my tent from Louis Vuitton. No, this is the Nemo Hornet Elite Osmo one person. I love this tent. It's look, are we doing the prices? Because it's like it's a little embarrassing.
I think we need to know.
I think this tent's $550.
$550?
Or it might be $600.
I think it might be 600.
Okay, it might be $600.
Okay.
You know, I just walk into the store, I throw some $100 bills, I walk out, you know.
You just write a check.
Yeah, I just write a check from somebody else's bank account.
Yeah.
But I love this tent. It's simple to set up. It's so freaking light. I think it's like 1.25 pounds.
It is a ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a ridiculous tent. I have a lot of experience with the Nemo Hornet Elite. I love this tent.
Yeah.
It is one of my go-tos when I can.
Yeah.
But when I'm not like testing other gear.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the price.
Oh
this tent is the same cost as my entire my entire kit.
I mean, look,
Miranda's entire kit.
I totally.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
The question isn't, okay, is it expensive? 100%. But do you get what you pay for? I think so.
Yes.
I think it is tough to find something as durable, as light, as clever in terms of the way the features are set up and how intuitively they're set up.
Yeah.
I guess I go, what is expensive, right? It's when you spent too much for what you got.
So,
you know, I mean, obviously,
he's a wordsmith.
I don't want to, you know, obviously, you know, you stay within your means, but like, this is what that is how I would kind of judge it. Is it $600 of tent?
Yes,
I would say yes. It's $600.
Yeah. What else? What else is inside?
Oh, inside. Okay, let's open this up. Ooh, yes. What's with the magic of TV? I've got a lot of stuff just sitting around here because I film the YouTube channel Miranda Goes Outside. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, only the biggest channel on the planet.
Not really. I'd like to, you know, I'll just start with this. Big fan of Patagonia fleeces. And I've had a number of their R1 iterations. This is my second. This is the R1 Air.
Okay.
You know, and there's a lot of awesome fleece brands out there. There's Sam Bob. There's Melanzana if you're in Leadville. I just come back to Patagonia every time. Yeah. I will wear this. I'm not kidding. I don't just wear this backpacking. I wear this like every day of my life. Yeah. So what I like about it is that like I can beat it.
He does.
Yeah. So I can beat it to crap on a backpacking trip, and I literally just hang it from the outside of my pack when I'm not using it. So it's like getting scrapped by bridges, you know, and like, and then I'll just wear it around town. And I live in a, you know, Seattle, mostly in Leavenworth and Washington State, and this is the kind of thing you wear most of the year. Yeah. Like even in the summer, once it's after, you know, 7 p.m., you're going to be wearing something like this. And so it will get like probably 350 days of wear. Okay. Here, like at least.
Wow. Yeah. That is a lot. That is almost every day of the year.
Yeah. And so, and it goes strong and you just throw it in the wash and it comes out looking great. And so I say, hey, you know, Patagonia, good job with this.
Okay. So do you know how much that one cost?
$200.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
And what was your fleece?
My fleece was 20.
Amazon Basics? Yeah. Okay.
I like to sleep in like base layer, wool base layers. They're just some small walls that I'm going to throw on when I go to bed. I won't get too much into that. I like to change into some like comfy socks. These are actually Miranda socks. That I picked by accident, but I'm going to wear them tonight.
Those are my socks.
Well, now they're mine.
I've been looking for those socks.
Well, you found them.
Wow. Sock thief.
Let's see what else. Okay,
what? Your big.
Okay, I want to make something really clear. First off, this is a Nemo 0 degree sleeping bag. I do not need a 0 degree sleeping bag on this trip.
Yeah.
We were traveling from frigid Washington State to, at the time, very frigid northern Arizona.
Yep.
And so I did not know what to expect in terms of temperatures and conditions at night in the Grand Canyon,
Right.
in the desert. I only wanted to pack one sleeping bag, and I can't magically add insulation. So I just went with the most insulated bag I've got.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
the Nemo,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, sorry. And so, yeah, this is the...
Are you justifying that you have a 0 degree out here? Are you trying? Do you feel bad?
In the Grand Canyon, it was like necessary.
Yeah.
You know, out here today, it's not necessary. I could go with my usual bag, which is the Nemo 15, Rift 15.
Okay.
So,
But this is the Sonic.
but this is the Sonic Zero. And it's like $650.
Okay, so the three things that you've shown me so far were at a price tag of $1,800, I think.
Yeah. But I want to be clear. I don't have I'm not like Mr. Moneybags. Okay? I'm not like, I drive a Toyota 4Runner, okay? I work on an outdoor YouTube channel, so sometimes stuff gets sent to us.
Yes. I know how it works.
Yeah.
You work for the biggest outdoor channel in YouTube history.
Yeah, that's right. Mr. Beast Goes Outside. This is a Nemo. You can tell I like Nemo.
Yeah.
This is Nemo Elite pillow. Pillow Elite. I've never used another camping pillow, and I probably won't ever. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. For all the things that you've ever heard Miranda say about it, I agree.
I've just started using that pillow, and I really like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just love how it's soft and it's
It
satin
is
and it's just
a really nice texture.
yeah, feels like an actual pillow.
Yeah.
And then underneath, I got the Nemo Extreme
Wow, you
Conditions.
really are on the Nemo train.
I am on the Nemo train, choo-choo, all
100%.
aboard to bankruptcy! Nemo Extreme Conditions, again, I just went with the warmest one I got because I wasn't sure what to expect. I usually will use, actually, the Thermarest X-Lite NXT, which I've heard a lot of people talk about, like popping and stuff. I've never had that problem.
Yeah.
But this is, extraordinary sleeping pack. I mean, for something this light and this packable for 8-hour value.
Yeah.
I can't even understand how they did
It is bonkers how that sleeping mat has leaps and bounds progressed from where we were at 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I do love that mattress. It is a fantastic mattress.
It's comfortable and Nemo does great work.
Yeah.
You know?
So we're at $240 for the mattress. You $650 for the bag. $600 for the tent.
Yep, no big deal.
Well,
and then over here I have a Rolex.
So normally, if this was a year ago, I'm the person in this situation where I have a $1,100 sleeping bag. Yeah, and the same, essentially the $650 Nemo tent. So, I get it. I'm just happy that it's not me this time.
Yeah, it's me now.
Yeah.
A few quick things that are in here that I love. I just want to highlight. This is my favorite down jacket. It's the Arc'teryx. It's the Arc'teryx series.
Okay.
Series
That's
down
a $700.
I live in Leavenworth now. It's cold 8 months.
Yeah.
I wear this for basically 8 straight months, and on backpacking trips, and in my daily life. And it just keeps going, and I love it. And if it works, here's the thing: $400, $450, and yet I got $450 of the value out of this jacket. 100%.
Yeah.
I bought it years ago.
Yeah.
I've washed it 3 times, and it's here it is, still going strong, the day I bought it. So $400 and it never quits. I call that a bargain.
Totally.
And there's a few other things I like batteries. This is from. What are we laughing at now?
I'm just laughing at you're $450, I call that a bargain. My Decathlon 4-class is $100. It's a pretty dang good jacket.
Well, we'll see when it quits versus mine.
Just pop holes in it or something. He's look, I told you.
Yeah.
So I use the REI Flash 55. And
you do have the Flash.
Yes, so this is the REI Flash. Now, if you'll notice a few things, this is the updated Flash 55 from the original version of this. That when they first brought it out, I had the one this is the brain to that one. It used to come in this color. And they used to do this rain shield pocket on top.
Yeah.
And all love in the world of REI, they sometimes just change stuff. And I don't know why, who asked for them to change it.
Yeah.
I love that it had a waterproof pocket on the top of the brain.
Yeah.
So when a mouse came and ate away all the foam, my sweat had gone into all this, and they just came and it just chewed up all this. So I'd already bought the newer version to kind of check it out.
Yeah.
I just switched over, but I switched the brain from that onto it. I love this backpack, and like when REI nails a product, and Miranda has said this before, when REI nails a product, they nail the product, and it's like a $200 backpack, which I think it uses like a $350 backpack. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's brilliant design. I love everything about. So I had an Osprey Atmos, and it squeaked like crazy, and it has that clamshell kind of hip belt. And it fit really well when it's on you, but if you don't like having squeaking in your ear and like you have to like tear it to get into it, you're like, oh my god.
I don't like that.
Yeah, hate it. And I like Osprey, you're great, but not for me. And so I bought this one, the original, to replace it, and fell in love like instantly.
Yeah.
And I was working at REI at the time when I bought it, and there was kind of a buzz going around. Is that right, Miranda? There's a bit of a buzz amongst REI HQ about like, oh, REI nailed this, you know? And like, I think they really did. And I've tried to switch away from it one time just to, you know, variety's the spice of life, you know?
Yeah.
But at this point now, to quote Rolling Stones, wild horses would have to drag me away. You know, I think it's the perfect backpack for me, and unless they really mess it up, which I'm not saying they won't, I will not switch out of it.
Yeah. So I get lots and lots of comments from people online about how I need to use the REI Flash 55. Because it's a backpack I literally have never used before. I've done a lot of backpacking testing, but I've never done that backpack.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good pack.
It's a great pack.
Rainer actually got his Flash 55 because I loved my Flash 55 so much. Like that was, you know, because a lot of Rainer's backpacking gear is stuff that he got when we first started working together, you know? That's true. The Flash 55 was one of those bags. I was like raving about it. I loved it so much. And then he got one, and both of us were just on the Flash 55 train so much. And I now have a Light AF pack, which is an ultralight pack that I adore. But like the Flash 55, I think still is such an amazing pack that carries so well. That is, I think $200 is a fantastic price for a pack. Yeah. And yeah, you got to try it.
Yeah. Yeah, $200. That is for all of that, that's pretty stinking awesome.
This is years in now on this one. I mean, I did the icicle divide in this, and we're bushwhacking, and it's getting scraped, and I'm not gentle a lot of times with things, as Miranda will make fun of me for. So whenever
I really aggressive with his gear, I'm just saying, Raider will like he'll be like, I can't believe I broke this. And I'm like, well, I can.
You threw it off a cliff.
Exactly. He'll be like aggressively doing something. I'll be like, ah! It'll like pop. And he's like, what happened? I'm like, all right. So,
Look, man, I'm like, you know, I'm like Steve Clymer, you know? I got my Flex Trek 37 Trillion Whip Snake Edition here.
Miranda.
Yes.
I forgot. Do you know what this is? Can you guess what that is?
Feels like sandals.
It does. Isn't it weird?
No! You stop! Are you kidding?
Open it!
No!
Open it! All right. This is one of my favorite little things, but it is kind of gimmicky.
Wait. Is this a stool?
It is not just a stool. It is a swivel stool.
No. Stop.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is hilarious. There we go.
Aha!
Oh my gosh, can I try it?
Yes.
It's a swivel stool?
Yeah. Okay, so now you're stooling on it. You're sitting on it.
Hilarious.
Now you swivel.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Wow, this is like a fidget stool.
Yeah. That's what I spent all my money on.
Are you how much did that thing cost?
$80.
Are you serious?
Yeah, okay.
Does this count as your budget?
No, I didn't include it in my 600.
Wait, I love this.
But it's fun, right?
This is the best.
Yeah.
It is a fidget stool. I feel like I would sit on this rather than sit in a chair.
Yeah.
Because you can do this.
You can do that. But what I love is like when I'm cooking, if I've got like a pot of something over here and I've maybe got some stuff over there, I can just swivel back and forth between my things.
Let me make my fancy ramen over here.
Exactly.
And then let me serve the masses over here.
Exactly.
Let me come over here. Over here.
Yep. Oh, don't fall over.
Sorry.
This
is so amazing.
You got pretty into it. It's a little bit gimmicky.
Yeah.
But I just think it's kind of fun.
It is so fun.
Yeah.
Wow, I love it.
So anyway, That's all.
Hilarious.
And-
Incredible.
Yep. That was my last thing.
Thanks.
All right, that is Battle of the Backpackers. We did it, all three of us, finally.
Yay!
It happened just in the nick of time because it is getting dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my request to you, a viewer here. Leave a comment with who you think won the battle.
Rainer is disqualified.
Gear you want. Hey, if you can spend $16,000 on your backpacking setup, I want to hear. I want to know. And maybe Rainer did win.
Yeah.
But
Also, if anyone could please send me some money, because I spent all of it on gear.
No, but seriously, yes.
Yeah.
Comment below. Tell us who you think won.
Yes. Thank you so much to Miranda and Rainer for participating in this edition. If you don't know, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you are already aware of Miranda Goes Outside. Wonderful channel. You provide so much to the community, so go subscribe over there. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it the thumbs up, like this video, and you're subscribed to my old channel. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later, everybody.
Bye. Subscribe to Eric. Eric's bad at asking. You have to subscribe to Eric's channel.
I am bad at asking, but thank you for being very emphatically good at making people come over here and subscribe.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. Toodaloo.
Bye, everybody.